Breaks. One more time. We doing this again? Another Black Clover podcast? Tell me, there is no way. Look, the first one was cool and all, but round two? With Lucky Chi? Seriously?
Oh, it's happening. Oh, it's happening, all right. It is definitely happening.
Yeah. This was the thing I didn't mention up last week when I said that, hey, this would probably be becoming like a regular thing. I'm here today, guys. Lucky Chi 7. It's great to be back with another Black Clover podcast. And like always, I've got a special friend, a special guest with me today. Yes, I could do these things by myself, but what fun would that be? What fun would it be having me here doing a Black Clover discussion by myself when I could just be doing it with a friend? And so, I will now allow him to introduce himself.
Greetings, everyone. It's me again, Sparda3g, for another Black Clover podcast. It's amazing that we actually doing back-to-back instead of like, oh, we would never see another podcast until probably March, May, whatever. But here we are. We're back. It's a miracle. Call it a miracle or not. But it is happening. It's another Black Clover podcast. And seeing the reputation from the last time we recorded is actually pretty amazing. I'm actually kind of overwhelmed.
I am too, speaking. Honestly. I'm like really surprised with like the reception we get, especially like from Reddit. You guys, yeah, we know what goes down like on some of like the social media sites. So I remember just going on Reddit because that's where I usually am like most of the times when it comes to like catching up on manga and stuff. And I remember seeing this thread that said an interesting podcast about Black Clover. And I was like, oh, I kind of wonder what this is about. And then I saw the image. I'm like, wait a second. Hold on. I remember that image from somewhere. I'm like, wait, that kind of looks like the image that we used. And then I saw the title, like, oh, shit, that is our podcast. So the fact that you guys on Reddit, that some of you were able to mention us on there, mention the podcast, like, just, get it recognized. That means a lot. That really, really means a lot to not just me, but to Sparta as well.
Indeed. Now, we're charging you for that because you did it without our permission. So you got to pay up $5 to PayPal. So we'll be waiting for at least another week. We're cool? Cool. Hey, they're not free. You can't do it without our permission unless you want to pay them.
Unless you want to pay them.
But seriously, I mean, like, it was amazing when I saw that because I was like, huh. It's the first time I've ever seen something that's like related from us or anything involved with manga and being posted and call it like interesting. I'm like, interesting. Because I was like willing to hear what the guy has to say, and then I find out it was us. It was like, huh, wait a minute, this is us. What are we doing here? So, but it's not like we was like, oh no, what are we doing here? We're in trouble. Oh no, we're exposed. It's more like, huh, interesting. So, if anything, we're I guess we could say we're thankful for that. Again, you gotta pay up, but we're thankful for that. So yeah, thanks.
And some of the comments that you guys left last week too were pretty cool. I can definitely say that about like all the comments we've gotten, and like it's especially from some of you, like making jokes about Jack the Ripper being the next Wizard King. Like I was dying laughing when I read those comments. I was like, really?
Hey, we're not wrong. If he ends up being the next emperor, they're screwed. Yeah. Everybody's screwed in that kingdom. It's like, well, forget about that kingdom. I'll forget about the king, even though the king is just there. They're done.
Poor Julius. We'll just be up there and having been like, really, of all the people to be the next successor, they picked this guy. Really? That's exactly what will happen.
Julius probably be like, oh, he was a mistake.
He was a mistake. That exactly. We could talk about like how thankful we are and like all the support and appreciation we're getting from the first podcast, especially like from you guys on Reddit. But we have to talk about the latest chapter. We have to talk about the latest chapter of Black Clover. And, of course, if you guys are new to these particular podcasts with me and Sparta, what we usually do is we look at the chapter, go page by page, and we break it down, and and give our thoughts on it, and then kind of go into prediction as to what could be happening next. That's kind of usually how these podcasts go. And that's what's going to be happening right now. So, first page, we open up to chapter 190, or the translation I saw initially was let's go, or something like that. Who knows? We open up to a palace? No, a stronghold, basically. It's it's the stronghold, and then you're seeing the hole in the sky. And interestingly enough, well, actually, no. Is it Jack the Ripper, or is it somebody else? And I know it's one of the captains, but
Are you talking about the guy who all the way in the back?
Yeah.
He's actually from chapter 1.
Oh, I figured. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why it was amazing to see a character from chapter 1 actually being part of one of the major thing right now. Because usually, and the person's not right. The person's not right. Excuse me. The person is right. Because a lot of first villain ever, or the first chapter villain, always gets beat down and be the end of them. Naruto, Mizuki, you don't see him anymore. Well, unless you count filler with Tony the Tiger, then my point becomes invalid. But yeah, stuff like that. Bleach, one hollow, it dies already. My Hero Academia, some blob monster. We don't hear about him. It's taken down. Yeah, it's taken down already. So that's the end of it. They're just a first villain. They're just something that would start the series off. They're only there just for the first chapter. But in this case, this is actually, huh?
I said that's all they're there for. It's just okay, they're here for the first chapter. But in this case, it's oh, he's back.
I am actually, yeah, he's not only back, but he's being part of something pretty important. It's that is very amazing to consider that a villain that could have been a one-time thing ends up being doing something major now, unless he becomes another Tony the Tiger, but we'll see. Still, pretty amazing.
It really is. But we have him. He's you know a bit, and I've seen this particular captain before, but I don't remember his name at the top of my head. But he's so that's the Shadow Palace. Yes. It's from an ancient magical dimension, but I've never thought it really existed. What will you do? It said that ancient magical artifacts and treasures lie slumbering within. So something's inside there, basically. And then we continue out from where we ended up. Okay, we don't get Yamcha. I mean, Finral. Sorry. Oh, poor Finral. You will be missed. Okay, he's not dead. Let's not make that.
We're killing him off. But for the record, the captain you're talking about, it's hard to pronounce his name. I forgot how you pronounce it. It's spelled out with Gueldre. Godred? Godred?
Let's go with that Godred if that's.
And his last name is harder too. Poizot. Poizot? I'm sorry. I don't know.
For those of you that know in the comments, just correct us if we're wrong. I'm gonna go with Godred because that to me just that sounds a little bit easier to say than the last word, but okay. So yeah, we see Charmy, we see Gauche of all people, munching down on food. We see Gray and we see Gordon in the back, and then I'm gonna assume, it's Marie. They're all just chopping down on food. Charmy's okay, everyone, dig in, eat up. Captain Yami and Captain Mantis, Captain Mantis Man.
Man, he call him Mantis. Coach, he call him Mantis Man.
Funny, Captain Mantis.
I was confused. I was like, Mantis Man. Oh, okay. I get it now.
Jack the Ripper. That's funny. Mantis.
Mantis man. Kind of does look like a mantis the more I look at him.
I know. They are gone, but there's still tons of enemies around. So recover your mana and let's go help out. And then freaking Asta over here in the corner. He's like, oh, my body hurts all around. Mimosa, heal me here. He's like, leave it to me, Asta. And then Noel, which there's something we want to talk about her later on in the chapter when we get there, but she's there. She's like, huh, he pushed himself too far again, didn't he? And as I thought, he's useless without me around. Insert shipping moment if you want to, but hey.
Yeah.
And then, what's her name? Oh my God, no. I just remembered Sally. Her name. Sally, yeah, there we go. Yeah, Sally.
I should have let you give it a chance, sorry.
You know, you're good. No, I had it, and then it just slipped for a moment. I was like, I just had it too, but thanks. Yeah, Sally's there, and she's like, he's got a very strange body, so he's got to make sure to take care of it. And then Noel's like looking over, like, what the fuck?
Like, he's like, time about what?
And she's like, wait, are you wearing my clothes? Yeah, what about it? And Asta's like, oh, her clothes were all beat up, so I lent them to her. And Noel is like freaking out about this, like, wait, what the heck happened? What the heck happened between you? And what are you doing together with the girl from the Eye of the Midnight Sun? And if you didn't think this gets any funnier, then you're wrong, because she's like, oh, Asta promised to let me have my way with his body after this fight is over. Oh God. The context in that. What? And Asta's like, I never said you could have your way with me. And Mimosa and Noel are like, are you for real?
They freaking out.
I know, they're just like, wait, what? Have your own way with his body. Well, what are you saying? That's ridiculous. And then Mimosa's like, anyways, you're getting in the way of his recovery. So
his recovery. They're just losing their mind.
Yeah, like,
shit, because it's like, damn it, we got another Harem battle to deal with, another member officially.
Right? I'm like, well, we all know Noel is the right choice for Asta, but man, Noel, you got to step up your game. I just gotta you gotta. I mean, look, combat-wise, you're doing good, but if you really want Asta, make an approach.
Take that leap of faith.
Take that leap of faith and shut everyone down, including your cousin, but it is what it is. Anyway, shipping aside, you got Magna over here like, hey, keep eating, get your mana back. And
yeah, because I mean, you can look at his face. He's like annoyed, like, what the hell? Just eat your shit.
He's like,
hurry up and get your mana.
He's like, you shut up. And then he's like, I'm your senior.
Senior, damn it.
And then like, oh wait, 2 elves are coming in from the royal capital's direction. And it's like, oh shoot. It's like, wait a minute. You are barely standing as is. Now die. And Luck's there. It's about to get ready. Asta's like, wait, what?
Yeah, and it's something. A new challenger.
Like, wait, what? And then as soon as I saw like the lower jaw, I was like, okay, I kind of knew who it was already. So Mereoleona is there, and she's like, oh, so you're finally awake, huh, idiot? And then I was a little unsure, like when I saw the second panel, but then I looked more closely. I was like, oh, okay. And then Fuegoleon, like, you sure took your time, sis. And like, Fuegoleon is there, and he's like immediately putting in work. And like Magna, Vanessa, and Asta are like, what the fuck? Like, wait, is that thing really happened? And they're like, oh, Captain Fuegoleon and Captain Mereoleona. And Asta is like rejoicing, like, holy shit, you're finally awake. And you got celebrated.
Yeah. He was like super happy. Crying too.
Like, you know how long it's been? It's like been like 4 or 5. Well, it's been 4 or 5 arcs. A long time.
Yeah, it's been second arc. This is the last time we saw him.
Funny enough,
I think it's second arc. Yeah, it's crazy. It's been that long, but yep, he's finally back.
Yeah. And he's like, well, if it isn't Asta, it looks like you sure have gotten stronger while I was asleep. He was in a deep coma. Legit.
Well, yeah, it was an actual coma.
Legit coma. Yeah.
Oh god.
And then it's like, oh yeah, Lady Mereoleona, I heard you were all healed with a magical artifact, but that you wouldn't be awake
Be
for
awake.
for at least a full day. I don't give a
I don't
damn.
give a bud.
He's like, I don't give a damn. What?
Damn.
And then Nozel shows up, and he's like, "So the House of Vermilion has finally returned to the battlefield." And his assistant over there was like, "Oh yeah, it's expected of Sir Nozel. You would never know from his presence that he was only just healed." I can imagine.
Yeah, seriously.
The dude was like, the dude got he didn't get sliced in half, but he was pierced during the last fight.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like standing up, like, yeah, well, I'm fully 100% good now.
He's like, I am back. I'm like, weren't you pierced? You should still be resting. Personally. And like Fuegoleon, they're like, oh yeah, sorry to keep you waiting, Nozel. And he's like brushing it off. So I'm like, huh. And like, but in his head, he's like, he's really done it. I hope all that time you were gone has indulged your skills. And then Magda's like, huh? What? And they're like, wait, that hole. And it's getting smaller and smaller, isn't it? To which Mimosa says, this is bad. We have to hurry. If they insert the magic stone into the pedestal over there, then the elves' reincarnation will be fully completed, and everyone's original souls will be sent to the underworld, or so they said. Which, holy shit. He got some of these cats, some of these scrub elves, because that's what they are. They can't really do much. They're like, oh, you played us for fools? You cursed humans? Then we get this guy from Golden Dawn. He's like, even my beautiful magic is at its limit. And then I love Zora's reaction, because Zora's like, oh, top class mages from the Golden Dawn. What timing.
I know, right? It's like, damn, every damn time.
It's like,
and there's no time. Speaking of devil,
like,
there is no time.
It's like of all the time, it's like this, really.
Yeah, it's like, oh wow, shoot, what a coincidence.
Right? And then Mereoleona's like, damn, there's no time.
Exactly.
Yeah, right. So, but with this many captains, both of you get to the Shadow Shadow Palace.
Yeah, it's just well, you could have called it Shadow Realm.
I know.
All right, we're gonna save Yugi.
Fucking Shadow Realm. I want to, dude. I want to die laughing. That's what they call it. Like the head to the shadow. I'm like,
realm. I cannot believe I actually fell for it.
I was about to say that too in my Black Clover chapter thoughts on Tumblr. I was like into the shed. No, it's palace, not realm.
Palace. But it's just funny, realm. I've always believed that actually is a place, but it's their way to say hell. Well, you know, sense subversion. Hey, it was worse when I believed the other dimension. So
Other dimension.
I'm gonna send you to the other dimension. The next dimension.
Fucking dimension. My God.
I love the censorship back in the days. For the kids, I mean, the censorship is just amazing.
It's like you introduce someone to Dragon Ball Z. It's like, man, I can't wait to see what the next dimension's like. I'm like,
Golly enough, it does have dimensions now. Hey, look, Goku died. No, he didn't die. He went to the next dimension. Now you're meeting with Jiren. Oh God!
What a time to be that term. But back to the chapter, yeah. So Vanessa's there, and she's like, "Well, it's not just her; it's her and Charming. They're both like, we Black Bulls will hold them off. With Charming and I here, we won't die." And I love how Nero is like just sitting on top of Gauche, like, "Yeah, I'm here."
That bird is such a troll. I don't know what. Something about that bird.
I know.
Just there. Just that face.
He's just like, yeah, so I'm here too. And then you got Gray over there covering her face.
Yeah.
She's like, I can't believe this is actually happening. And then you got Henry over there in the back. Gordon.
Say, I'm coming. I'm still coming.
And then Zora over here is like, let's just let's just do this. That's the face he's having right now.
Yeah.
And then Magna's the one who's like, Asta, you go with them too. They're probably gonna need the power from that sword. And he's like, got it, best of luck. All of you in battle. And he's like, yeah. We got plenty of people here on our side, so we'll be just fine. Just hurry up and get going and come back safely. And he's like, all right. And this is the part about Noelle that I was talking about, because she's saying, I'm coming with you. And
okay.
Go on with what you're saying.
Oh no, I should not interrupt. But I'm saying sorry. Nah, because this is where it's like at this point while I was reading, I was thinking like, okay, it makes sense for Asta to go, because usually a lot of series tropes be like, you protagonist, you go up there. Why? Because you just have to. All right, cool. I'll go up there. I just have to because I'm the protagonist. Yeah. But Asta is actually a legitimate reason to go up there. He's like, he does have a sword that negates a magic, which is pretty much the very epitome of the entire series. So if you have a villain that use magic, crazy amount of magic, you might as well get something that pretty much says, no magic at all. Anti-magic, fool. So yeah, why not? I said Deku. Wow. Why not? Okay, I'm going to get flanked for that one. But anyway, so why not Asta going there?
Really? You're bringing that?
Oh gosh, the 6 swords of anti. That 6. I don't even know.
Let's not go there, please.
All right, let me just focus back again. So I'm reading this series, and he was like, I'm reading this chapter, and he's like, oh, all right, best of luck to all of you. I'll go up there. So when I read Noelle saying I'm coming with you, I'm like, because I was already accepting that these characters, these black bulls, are going to be left behind. It's that old thing that you usually see a lot of series, like, oh, the ladder system. Oh, we got like 8 heroes with us. I'm a villain that could stop all of you. What are you gonna do? I'll just let one hero go against you? But wait, we could work together and kill him off. No, you will take too long. Let me fight him. You go after the main villain. And the next one, 2 of us. Us 2 are gonna stop here too. You go ahead. But you go ahead because you are the protagonist. We'll be with you later. Maybe. Not really. That kind of ladder stuff. So it was that kind of moment in this chapter where all the black bulls are going to be left behind because they got a legitimate reason to stay behind, as well as Asta has a legitimate reason to go with the captains, just because he does have a sword that actually is a negatable. It's like the kryptonite of all beings in that universe. So yeah, why the hell not? Makes sense. So Noelle, I'm thinking she's going to be left behind, but if she were to be left behind, would I be upset? Not really, because she really got a lot of great moments. She got her volume cover, which is epic.
She got her biggest highlight from the latest volume.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, I actually went to the subreddit just to see the reactions when her shiny moments in those chapters came out, and everybody just went bonkers, but all for the good reason. And I'm like, yeah, everybody's reacted the exact same way I reacted back then. Just saying, like, who says about the heroine and weekly Shonen Jump can do anything? Well, not her. F you all. Well, I didn't say that. I put that myself. But the bottom line is everybody loved it because it's like, holy crap, this is legitimately a great heroine that we are witnessing. So with that mindset, I'm thinking like if she's gonna be left behind, I won't be upset because she got a lot of great moments. Then she says, I'm coming with you. I'm expecting somebody to tell her, no, you gotta stay here with us, because it's kind of those things that always follow up with that kind of moment. Like, you gotta stay here. You can't. You will be distraction.
Like your place is with us. Your place isn't like with the big dogs. how it's usually.
Yeah, like yeah. Because Shonen does this many times. Well, not even just Shonen, just a lot of series does it many times, and some of them are just asinine reason, or more like just an asinine excuse. Like the only one that could get away, even though it does get troubling because you just wish you see other character. The only one that gets away, realistically speaking, which is ironic because it seems like it's the beginning of everything that does this trope, is Dragon Ball. Because
Yeah,
realistically speaking, these guys are way too fast, way too powerful. They're like Superman. Like, yeah, Batman with no armor, no specialty, no anything else but just a belt buckle. Don't get in the way with Superman Doomsday. Why why would you even fight? I mean, you could try to throw a gas bomb at Doomsday or something. I don't know. But if you want to get in a one-on-one combat, yeah, it makes sense to not to get interfered. They're super. But other series does this, and it always annoys me. I'm like, dude, you're in the same wavelength. Yeah, this person is well, not really flying. This person is has a strong power for offensive. Well, I'm pretty sure you could do anything, but just for the characters to tell them, no, you can't do anything. You get in the way. I'm like, please,
yeah,
you gotta give me a legitimate reason.
Something like give them that spotlight treatment. There's nothing wrong with
It's
that.
like, no, we can't do anything. It's like, oh, we gotta help him. No, we can't help him. Why not? Because if we help him, we get distracted. Like, I don't see what reason. They're not flying fast. They're not going 100%, like going different countries in a matter of 5 seconds. I don't see anything like that. Why not get with involved? Why not try to do any help? It always pisses me off when they do that because it is an scapegoat to make those characters unable to do anything and focus on the protagonist, which usually is the protagonist does all the entire work by himself or herself. Well, by himself in this case, because I barely see the herself, which is unfortunate, but I'm not going to go social justice media on you. But my point is that this type of trope always comes around. But oddly enough, despite how this series is like, you know, a recollection of everything that Shonen has done before,
Was like all the tropes and everything.
At least it has some understandable and more legitimate reason to be left behind to send one character away. So I'm like, yeah, okay, you win me over. Fine. I understand everything. So with Noel saying I'm coming with you, I'm like, okay, she might get declined because I'm expecting one of the panel probably say that. Maybe. So you read ahead, and then you get to the part where it's like they probably need a healing mage as well. Mimosa, go with them. I'll handle the support here. And I'm like, hey, that's not a bad idea. That is true. Because Charmy is staying. She's pretty much damn helpful right there in terms of replenishing the mana, which is good enough for everybody. But what if they go to that dark hole? Who's gonna heal them? Nobody. So
yeah, nobody. Yeah. And like she even kind of like, yeah, she kind of just goes like, okay, like I can go and protect Asta. Nice going, brother. And again, like Noel's like just further proving her point. Like and then you hear Noel, you go too, and she's like, wait, brother's solid. Like what? Yeah, and he's there. Holy shit! Like when I heard this part, I'm like, wow. Like we already got it from Nozel, but getting this now is huge because he says, "I acknowledge you. As of now, you are indeed strong, but one day I will overcome you. I'm your older brother, after all. So go and make sure you come back in one piece." As the mightiest of the royal house of Silver. And when I was reading that page, I was sitting here going like, holy shit. Like Nozel, again, it's like the beginning. And again, it's also funny too, because I was actually rereading like some of the early Black Clover content, and solid. I mean, let's be fair though. The entire Silva siblings have kind of been pieces of shit to begin with. We get Nozel, and I'm like, all right, it's a good path to start, kind of like redeeming yourself as to like what's been going on, even though you understand why he did what he did. Getting this from Solid though, like the fact that he's actually telling her to keep pushing forward, make the Silva family proud, which again, if you go back to the Royal Capital arc, he was like, "You're worthless, you are trash, you don't belong in the family," to now going here and saying like, "Hey, when you come back in one piece, come back home because you are a part of the family." And just to hear that, and just to see this, like again, like that is huge. That is like legitimately huge. Not just for like Noel, just to be like, "Oh my god, I finally hear this," but just to just to see Solid come through this like realization that holy shit, that yeah, my sister is worth something. Especially, coming off from the Royal Knights tournament that went on last year. Sparta, what's your take on that?
See, that makes it even better because it's funny. When you look back at the first panel with Noel saying, "I'm coming with you," like, okay, if it would have been like, "All right, good idea," I'd be like, "All right, sweet, we got more Noel, love it." But they made it much better here because not only she gets the permission in a way to go with them, but she also gets the acknowledgement that she has been striving for since childhood, and she got it from her older brother, the one that once considered, well, at least according to him, considered it to be the strongest of the family. But now he's like, you're the best right now. But I'm going to overcome you. Just wait for that moment. I am your older brother. So just go back, go fight them, and make sure you come back in one piece as the mightiest of the royal house of Silver. Because it's pretty much, yay, you carry that name now. You honoring that name now. And we could only expect best of you, the best of the family. So it's like, holy crap, you got the acknowledgement. So it's like two packages in one. Not only you got a rewarding development that you've been striving for her, but you also get to see more of her in the battlefield, which is like the most essential one because they go out to the dark hole where they're gonna fight against pretty much the main villains, the main bosses, the main henchmen. So it's like, this is the real deal. This is what we've been waiting for. So it's not like, hey, you took care of the cool moments, good for you. Now you stay behind with the Black Bulls to take care of the other elves because they come to try and wreck things up, which is more reasonable for them to stay instead of like, well, we're going to stay here for reasons unknown. I guess we're just getting in your way. So you go up there, Asta. Will do. It's not like that. It's more like, well, shit. There's more elves and it's a real bad timing. And unfortunately, there's so many of them. I think us Black Bulls will be enough. But we cannot join with you. So, but hey, at least you don't have to worry about us because we could handle them ourselves. All we need is that you guys, some of you guys, Asta mainly, you have to go with them because you are very essential. You are very important because you have the way to stop the enemy for good. So with the other characters, like the other character, it comes down. Like when you think about it, all these characters gets the reason to go with them. Black Bulls tell Asta to go because he has the weapons to stop to beat the enemy, which is understandable. Then you got this person thinking like, if they're gonna go and they're gonna have a tough time, they need magic. They need healing magic. So Mimosa, go up there. Noelle is going up there because she want to go up there to help. I mean, who could blame her? So she's almost looked like she was getting ignored or something like that. And then instead of like going up there, like, all right, you go with us, or again decline, which again, if she gets declined, if she would stay behind, I would like, well, that's unfortunate. But I already got a good enough moment. And then this scene happened. So he got the acknowledgement. She gets the permission to go. And we win to see more of her, to get more of actions, because hell, she's a damn heroine, a main character, but in the female side, something that you people probably always excuse. Hey, she's a heroine in a Shonen Jump. Therefore, she's not gonna get a spotlight. Remember that excuse? Because I've been dying every damn time to hear that stupid excuse to come around from everybody's mouth in order to protect the damn series.
I was like,
their series keep being like, oh, their series is so on a pedestal that nobody can even reach, nobody can even see from the down distance, even with a damn telescope, or because they wanted to make sure that series is phenomenal and unbreakable. But it's not, because every series has their own flaws, but a lot of people want to make sure there is zero flaws. So therefore, people would be saying like the heroine always gets treated shit. I was like, look, I know I'm not asking for heroine to get treated the exact same level as a protagonist. I know my position, but the position of a main heroine doesn't have to resort to being like a side character number 48. It doesn't need to
No, it
be
doesn't
that
have to
way.
be like that.
And that's where my problem always come in with so many people keep saying the exact same excuse. Well, actually, you only got 2 series that say that excuse. And when I see that series, I'm like, oh, you're saying it because your series is your because this happened to be the series that you love so damn much. And it's fine. But don't give me that shit like that kind of excuse. Because let's face it, it's only could go as far as you could believe it could go. I mean, it's the same thing. Like, look, I'm not trying to put a SJW on your faces. Trust me, if I would have done that, we would have been like, okay, on the next discussion, let's go all the way to the other series and see why Momo is wearing that suit in the chapter 214 of My Hero Academia. I'm not doing that to you. My stance always came from the fact that everybody always bullshit about the main heroine in Weekly Shonen Jump is always going to get sidelined 100%. Barely any development, just get a love interest and be done with it. There are certain limits. At least Yu Yu Hakusho.
I'll be honest, that's actually really irked me. Like really like that. Like that's how you see like the main female hero. It's like, oh, but it's like that's always been a thing. Like they don't get that much treatment, so why should we care? And that's something I'm really appreciating about this because Tabata is like sitting here going like, no, I'm not gonna follow that trend. I'm gonna actually showcase like how a female heroine should be, and not dare I say, he's doing a damn good job at that.
Yeah, which is something I didn't even count on. Again, you look at my first impression, I'm like, yeah, she has promising, but the fact that she goes to the whole love interest thing. And I do apologize if I made a mistake or worded it incorrectly about the whole, hey, you know, she's like a Sakura. She's pretty much a 100% Sakura back then. And then she just finally become a better person by the time in Water Temple arc. That's not what I'm trying to say. I didn't mean to say it that way. It just gave me the impression, but I know she had like some development, some power showcasing, some hopefulness here and there throughout the arc. It's just that Water Temple arc is where she becomes reliable in terms of offense and defense and support. She was good. She was already good, and she was getting better throughout the arcs. It's just that Water Temple arc is the day where her offense becomes very important, and it still shows. It's not a one-time gig. It's not a one-time thing. You actually keep seeing more and more progress. You keep seeing her perfecting her magic, perfecting the control of her magic. And then you got to this point that where she got the armor, and it's like, holy crap, now it's just getting better and better with her. And then she's getting recognition from her family, especially the older brother. It's just mind-blowing. But it's great because it's like we're finally getting some reward. Even if she is not a main heroine, but a character getting this amount of rewarding that's not a protagonist, it feels satisfying. And because a lot of series, well, maybe not a lot of series, I won't name some series, but some series just only focus like 1 or 2 or 3 characters at max, and then you get other characters focus as well, but they just be like, oh, because that's his arc, that's her arc, the end of it. Once that arc ends, you're not gonna see that arc anymore. You're not gonna see him anymore or her anymore. I'm just doing that for that arc because it has to be done. But when it comes to like, hey, there's like so many characters within this arc. Are you going to develop every single one? No, I'm just going to develop maybe 2. That's it. But there's like 17 of them. 2 is good. Okay, fine. But in this series, it's like, hey, whoever's joining in, they're going to be helpful. They're going to get development. They're going to do something. They're going to get something reward out of it. Not like, I'm just here for the food. I'm just here to look pretty. There's nothing like that. No. I mean, like, not every character get development, but a lot of characters can be useful. And that's my gripe with the other series, but I won't even go there. My point, going back to whole Noelle, when I see not only that she gets the permission to go, but the acknowledgement, it felt way more rewarding than I asked for. And I was like, oh my God. Yeah, because I was like, holy shit, Solid actually complimented her. Even in his own way, which is funny because that kind of attitude is similar what her attitude tends to be like, you know, to be kind of like a tsundere in a sense, but his way. It's like, oh, you know, I will overcome you, or like, oh, you're finally back, and then his mind says like, holy crap, he's actually coming back. Holy crap, he's actually back. Good, good, good. You know, kind of similar, but just the fact that she's getting permission to go, just the fact that we're gonna see more of her in the spotlight is also more rewarding, and it's amazing because I was ready to just like have a break with her.
Oh, I
Now,
was
whatever
too.
happens in
Yeah,
yeah,
after her whole Valkyrie dressing, I was like, look, would it be cool to see Noah getting more spotlight? Yeah, but if she gets a break after that, like within the arc at the very least, I'd be okay with it because I understand like where her point in the story would be, but Tabata was like, no. It doesn't stop there. I'm like, really? And then we get this, and I'm like, oh shit. And I said this last week too, but Noel pretty much proves how a main hero in a weekly Shonen Jump manga should be. And furthermore, this also proves just how much love and how much care Tabata actually is putting into her character, which I really do appreciate.
it can be done. There's no such thing as like it can never be done. We are permitted to not to do anything with her, or not to do anything with a female character. It's just when you hear people say that, it's only because they're defending. You have to read it for yourself to actually believe it. If you follow them, if you believe what they say, then well, that's your decision to believe it. All I'm saying is it's not really true.
No,
There
it's
are series that actually treat the female character. Honestly speaking, it's the same thing that can be said that Dragon Ball is sexist. It's not sexist. It's all because you gotta remember every character keeps powering up. Well, not every character, very minimum. They gain power up. So it's not like, oh, it's just a female character neglected. It's a lot of characters getting neglected, but it knows that. My point is, when it comes to like a series that everybody's still in the same wavelength, and yet the female character or the main heroine still get neglected, and then they would just come off and say like, "Oh, the female characters always get shitted on in the weekly Shonen Jump, so there's no worries." That's a lie. Just don't believe that lie. Honestly, I could name 3 series at the top of my head that's treating the female character really good in their own unique way. This is one of them. And they're like, I seen a lot. I seen this. I seen one post that's talking about like, oh, you know, I remember it was like what Noel with a bajillion over, basically greater than symbol. It was like a bajillion. I'm exaggerating. It's like so many of that over like Sakura and Ochaku. And then somebody was like, and then somebody saying like, who is the best heroine in Weekly Shonen Jump? Somebody was challenging with the other series, which I don't know if I want to give it a name, because if I give a name, we'd be like, ooh, I want to see it myself. I would like you to be surprised about it. But then I'll be like, somebody reads my mind when I saw that. And then it makes me happy when people understand other series, when people understand how they really are treated, instead of like trying to believe whatever the lies or whatever the bull crap they say. When I honestly saw that again with the whole female thing, not recently, but like I would say like 5 months ago, probably. When I read that, I almost want to cringe. I almost wanted to like register a forum just to say, all right, don't give me that bullshit. Because that's one thing that actually, if it, I don't know, I usually don't get triggered, but if you really want me to find a way to get triggered, I guess that would be one of it. It's not even the SJW thing. It's just such a lie, because I've seen this so many times, and it does it only for the popular series. So
honestly, that's really kind of where it all stripes down to, is just that.
Yeah. But again, I guess anybody could now say to me, oh, you're being an SJW, because, that's everybody's escape way to not to fight against a reasonable argument. But that's unfortunate. So
honestly, yeah,
take it what it is. Bottom line is, if you like this series and you know how the series works, and you see this chapter, you read this chapter and you see how Noelle is being treated, and you're super happy that she's going to get more spotlight, and the way how it's been handled with her character for so long. If you like all of this, then you should be happy about it. That's the way it is. Don't listen to anything else. I mean, like, if you want to have a debate, go for the debate. But if it's anything that's something like you just hear, like what I just been saying over and over again, just don't buy it. Don't buy it at all.
No, don't buy into it all. Just stick with your guns, keep moving forward, and that's honestly the best way to go about it. But getting back to the chapter, Noel's like, "I will, brother Solid," and then Fuegoleon's like, "All right, let's go." And then these elves, these scrubs, like I said, they're like, "Oh, you're not going anywhere." And the Black Bulls are like, "Not getting in our way." And they're going in, and then Fuegoleon, Mimosa, Asta, they're there, and then also Mereoleona too and Nozel. They're going. They're like, "All right, into the Shadow Palace." And okay, I don't know what is. Oh, I don't know what is up with Tabata. But last chapter we had Fingal just like, hey, I kind of forgot about me, and now we see freaking Nero over here. like, are you forgetting me now too?
Why is he gonna be the final boss?
That's been a meme that's been going around since this chapter came out. I'm like, there's something.
Greatest traitor. The greatest traitor twist since Attack on Titan. Ha ha ha.
That troll face though.
I like that face. It's just funny to me. I remember that one chapter where literally the very first panel is that face. I forget which chapter. It's in this arc, but it's just hilarious. I'm like, oh, that face. Like, yeah, that face.
He's like that no magic knight. I was about to say quirk. Wow, that no magic talentless hack forgot me, and he's going into the Shadow Palace. Well, screw him.
I'm gonna turn traitor and eat every single Black Bulls here.
But yeah, that's chapter 190, like in a nutshell. Which it's crazy because we got so much in one chapter, and Black Clover's always been like that. And because I mean, look, we have the reunion with Fuegoleon and Mereoleona, which is huge, and the entire bits with Sally was just freaking funny. I'm not gonna lie. Like, that's the part I was like, oh god. Like, Mimosa and Noel are just there. They're like, what are you gonna do with his body? Like,
I'm sorry, what?
Like, what kind of bullshit? You got that, and then you could say that the highlight, of course, was like Noel and like getting her big acknowledgement from Solid. Like, that to me, again, that really made me really happy. And again, it reassured my belief that Yuki Tabata is like, putting in so much love and so much care into Noel's character, and the fact that, yeah, like, look, even though we're heading into the final battle, we're not gonna forget Noel. Like, she's gonna do something. And it's actually kind of funny because every time we get to like the finale of an arc, I don't know if you've noticed it, Sparta, but I feel like she's always included in like the finale of like each arc. I don't know if you've picked up on that, but that's just something I've noticed when it comes to Black Clover.
Huh. You actually are right about that. Even in the tournament.
Yeah. I'm like, huh,
It's like, hey, I'm in the finals. Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm like, huh, that's interesting. Holy shit.
Well, how about that? A heroine being with the same wavelength as the protagonist, or let alone the main character. I'm very shocked.
I'm like another series, which I'm not gonna name, but yeah.
No, you cannot go up there. They're too strong. Like, well, I'm pretty sure we're in the same level. They're too strong, but they're not that fast. Too strong. Can't go up there. Never.
It's only his fight. Don't even remember on that.
Never yours. Never yours.
Oh my god, yeah. I get annoyed real. Like that's always been an issue with me when it comes to female heroines. Like, because it's like ever since Sakura, like I've just been like, I want to see like just one get like, okay. And Nami gets her dues in One Piece. I will definitely say that, but she's not a fighter though. That's not what I come to expect of her. But she does a lot, and Bulma's same thing. She's not a fighter, but in terms of what she can do, it's like, oh, cool. But
yeah, that's her role. Like, when you're assigned to a role, depends on the role. You gotta stick by the role. If you told me, hey, this is new female character, yeah. She's like powerful. Okay. She's like in the top 3 strongest character of all time. Really? Damn. Okay. Yeah. I want to see more of this character. Show me that character. Then you present all the craziness that happens. Like, all right, she's pretty damn strong. It gave me that impression. But then if you tell me the exact same thing, only to downplay significantly, that would be bad writing. I'd be like, okay, that was a waste of time. What was the whole point of the addressing that way? Now, if you give me a character that says like, okay, this is character, she doesn't fight. Oh, okay. But she's good at supporting. Like she got the dragon radar, she got vehicles, a lot of supportive thing. Okay, let me see what she can do. And you see the series. Oh, that was fun. That was funny. She was funny. I like that. I like the whole thing. That was good. And it would have been a task. I'm not asking for Bulma to start fighting, kicking ass because again, her assigned character is not to fight, but it's to be supportive and comic relief. But that's the point.
Yeah, that's the basic point of that character. So when I see this with Noel, I'm like, finally, like some just dues. Especially like in terms of combat. Because wow.
Exactly.
I mean, again, the Valkyrie dress was already kind of an establishment. And just to read my point, again, that dress was foreshadowed technically 2 arcs ago, if you can't, because then, the training arc is kind of like a mini arc, but hey, So, overall thoughts on the chapter, you could say, again, not a lot happened, but I mean, I think, progression-wise, we had a lot. We definitely had a lot in the chapter. Again, the Noel thing you could say is kind of a highlight for me. But again, just the fact that we're getting we're going into the Shadow Realm path. I'm gonna call it the Shadow Realm.
You got used to it. Good. Shadow Realm.
Freaking Shadow Realm Palace. Yeah. The fact that we're going there, I'm like, okay, this should be interesting. And again, getting these little character moments, getting these interactions, getting some spotlight just on that alone, I gave the chapter an amazing. And I'm proud to stick by that rating just for that. Yeah, look, in terms of combat, not a lot happened, but in terms of story progression, we definitely got some stuff. But what about you, Sparta? What's your stance on the chapter, overall?
I thought it was a pretty good chapter. It's a chapter is pretty much a calm before storm, regardless if the elves did show up to interrupt and try to mess up the whole good feel moment with the Black Bulls and other characters. But again, this was more of a build up for the grand finale of the arc, which is the Shadow Palace, and now we just need to assign the characters, which we have done. I'm still expecting Yuno to show up somehow, some way, because the last time we saw him, I think he was in the battle, if I recall right. But I do expect him to be, but I do expect him to show up in the Shadow Palace, either like a surprise or more like we probably see him in the next chapter, and then we probably find out, oh yeah, he is going to the Shadow Palace. So pretty much we got every other character being there. Cool. This is going to be a one intense finale. But yeah, this is more of a build-up, but a really good one with not only a good reward factor to the whole character arc with Noel and the family, but as well as give us a established reason with these characters of why they have to go up there. Like Asta, again, he's not because he's the protagonist. I mean, he's protagonist, but at least the legitimate reason that he has a weapon that actually is very, very useful against people who are pretty much tied with magic. So why the hell not? Mimosa is going up there because she has healing magic and she's been helpful in terms of that regard. So yeah, that's more power to her. Awesome. And Noel not only gets a permission, but also gets the reward that she has been dying for since childhood. Everything is going well. Now, again, we also see the family coming back together, the bro and sister. Always great to see them. And then we see I guess maybe hints of maybe those 2 guys at the very beginning of the chapter will join the Shadow Palace as well. We'll see what happens. It's most likely that be the case. It seems like they'll probably be the wild card of the arc, maybe. That's the way I see it. Because I don't think anybody even know they escape or whatever. I don't think anybody knows about it because they're too focusing on the whole war situation against the elves, which
That's
makes
what I was
sense.
thinking.
But yeah. So yeah, I can see like how they could be a wild card, but like, who are these guys coming from? Like, oh, dude, it's like well, these guys, I thought you're in jail and stuff like that. Man, I picture Asta, but like, hey, what the hell? What are you doing out here? Hey, wait a minute, you're that guy that tried to ruin me and way back then.
Dude, that would be a nice callback. I'm not gonna lie. Like if that happens,
and then
I'll be like, cool. I like that. Like how often is it where you get like the first chapter antagonist like making a comeback in like a manga, and then like the protagonist be like, I remember you. You're the you're the shit that tried to screw me and Yuna over.
So like, yeah, that's something like I can expect that, or it'd be like, oh my god, you're that kid with a devil shadow, or this demon. Oh, you can't transform at like randomly. I mean, he could do that, but that's a waste. He should not do that at all.
No,
like, you mean this? I could imagine if he watched him, like, what he look like that demon, like that shadow I saw a long time ago. Oh my god, that kid is that kid again. Fuck. I can see that happening. But yeah, again, we don't really know if they're gonna be really essential. I think they will be, like, because they showed up for a reason.
Like being a heavy factor into the whole equation of taking down Licht. Yeah.
Right. But I do believe they will be part of this thing, which is actually amazing. But yeah. Again, he might end up showing up. We just have to give it time. We're gonna see what happens. And yeah. Overall, I thought this chapter was really good. Pretty good build up, pretty good hype. I'm actually really excited to see how this outcome comes out. I'm actually excited to see more Noel, excited to see more teamwork, because again, this series teamwork is such a one hell of a amazing creation that Tabata has really put effort into them. Like, it's not like it's such a basic thing like, hey, push me up there with your weapon, thank you, and that's it. These things actually has a lot of thoughts into them. Like, some of them be like, hey, look, if I'm gonna do this waterfall thing, you might as well use that one as like it does it twice and stuff like that. And that way, when it go ricochet, somehow it'll be even more powerful. I forgot. I'm just giving to a random example, even though that did technically happen, which was really creative. Like, that makes such a massive sense. That's always cool.
Different. Like that's the other thing. Like anytime the teamwork stuff happens, like it's never really the same thing. There's always something different that gets brought into the equation, and I think that's another huge strong suit when it comes to like the fights, and it also just kind of makes them very refreshing and very unique at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. That's what makes it so compelling. That's what attracts me in terms of the action, because of these teamworks, they always bring up something new. And now we're gonna see like Noel with the new armor, and then Asta. Like, what teamwork can they think about? It's like, shit, that's a great question. Hell, I want to see it. I want to see what they're gonna do with Yami. Yeah, well, I want to see what they're gonna do with the Jack the Ripper. I want to see a lot of more teamworks. So much capability, so many possibilities. And you just gotta wait for it, and that's why I'm excited for it. So yeah, overall, thumbs up chapter. Definitely cannot wait for the next.
Definitely. What do you see happening like in the following chapter, like in terms of progression? And I think, given how Black Clover's pacing is, we could see Yami next chapter. I wouldn't take that as a realm of possibility if that actually happens.
Yeah, that's possible. I don't think the next chapter will be 100% focused on one character or two character. I think we will see Captain Yami with Jack the Ripper and maybe some other characters. But I do believe we might see somehow, some way, unless he is made to be a surprise within this arc. Like, hey, I'm here. Like, holy crap, I didn't know Yuno got to the Shadow Pass. Yeah. So I don't know if he will be like a surprise, or we will get to see his character progression that leads him to the Shadow Palace. So it's either one way or another. I'll be very surprised if he's actually left out. But like, did somebody thought Yuno was the main heroine? I won't go there. But still, I was like, hey, I'll take it. Like, not main heroine, but I would take it like, hey, instead of having the main heroine get ignored, let's have the main rival get ignored. Yeah, that's a great idea. I'll take it. Shoot.
I'd be like, wow, that's unique. It's like give
I was like,
like the rival. It's like, he got his spot. Like, really? No, but I mean, like, look, if Ass is gonna do some shit, I'm gonna expect Yudon to do something too, because like both these characters, you could say they're kind of like Vegeta and Goku in a way, where like like they're always like challenging one another to like become stronger. So if Ass is gonna do something, I'm 100% sure we're gonna see Yudon. Maybe not next chapter, but at some point within like this final battle, like I can definitely see it happening. The other prediction I guess I can kind of ask is, do you think this arc will end in 10 chapters? Given how we're 10 chapters away from the big 200 mark.
I feel like the 200 chapter will actually be a big thing, especially the way how we're getting set it up. It's like the timing could not be any better. So I feel like this chapter 200 will actually be monumental in more ways than one. Not just a milestone, which will be a really cool thing for Tabata, because again, one series got canceled, this series is going on, and he's actually going to reach the milestone and be like, hey, I'm so proud of you. But if he does reach to 200, I do believe we're going to get something crazy. Maybe not too crazy, like, oh my God, the biggest plot twist ever, but something crazy, like, holy crap, that part of the battle was unexpected in terms of result. Or maybe it'd be like, I don't know, maybe a plot development, but I don't know. But I do think it'll be something crazy. That I believe.
In terms of chapter 100, like what we got there, because I'm kind of looking back on that now. They had just defeated the Witch Queen in the Forest of Witches arc. That's what the big 100 chapter was like, the defeat of the Witch Queen. So I don't know if we're gonna get that specifically, but I definitely do think it's gonna be monumental. I'm trying to think if there's anything else we can talk about, because I feel like we pretty much covered everything in terms of.
I'd say we did.
And wow, like it's honestly like it's again, it's really crazy for me to just think that, like, hey, again, it's our second Black Clover podcast, but never would have thought that, again, 4 years ago, that this would be a series that I would actually really consider doing a podcast over. And it's just great to see where it's going, especially like, again, we are 190 chapters deep into Black Clover, and it just keeps continuing to spike. Like that to me is like just really impressive, and just seeing what Tabata is able to do. And like what Sparta said, I am really looking forward to chapter 200 when we get there. Whether it's going to be maybe not the end of the arc, but whether it's like the end of the fight with Licht or something else. Maybe, wild prediction, maybe we might get the origins of Yuno and Asta as to how they got to the church. Who dropped them off? It could be that. I don't know. Wild prediction. I'm not thinking it's going to happen, but just throwing it out there. Maybe it's another spotlight for Noel. Maybe. Oh, Tabata, if you do that, I'd be like, high five. Instant. Thanks.
Yeah.
Be like, Noel, be like Noel will like look down on all the other shonen heroes and be like, I'm the shonen hero and queen. Bow down to me. Ollie. Ironically, that kind of fits with her character too, now that I think about it.
Yeah, right.
Oh man. But aside from that, guys, that is pretty much it. Sparta, it was really great having you on board again for another Black Clover podcast.
Oh, pleasure to be here as always. I'm just so happy that we got another podcast out of there. And it's actually not 5 months later. It's actually just a week later. And another good chapters, another good discussion we had. So Yeah, it was definitely a pleasure to be part of this one.
Definitely. And like we said last week, but these are going to start becoming a regular thing. So there will be more coming. There will definitely be more coming. Expect the next one on latest chapter. And until then, guys, that is pretty much it. I'm Lucky G7.
Sparda3g.
And we will catch you guys next time. Peace. Go Noel!